Our sponsors this month are Shropshire Drone Services. If you're looking for aerial video or photography in Shropshire, then they can help you. Go to shropshiredroneservices.co.uk or speak to Matt at 07800 689 209. Whether you're looking for crisp video or perfect photography from anywhere in Shropshire, they can help you. They come highly recommended from the Shrewsbury Biscuit. We asked them for some help with our website, and they delivered crisp, perfect footage of our town in Shrewsbury. That's shropshiredroneservices.co.uk. You will not be disappointed, folks. Welcome to our coverage of Day 2 of Drawn 2023. This is a great episode featuring lots of great interviews from great artists. You may have just listened to Drawn Day 1, which is obviously the first part of this three-parter that we're releasing. So if not, after this, you can definitely go back and listen to Day 1, and then you can listen to the Charlie Adlard feature that's accompanied both of these podcasts. It was a great event with lots and lots of fantastic artists to speak to. Now, listen, all right? Do you remember on the last one when I was like, I need a portable microphone, I needed to take my H6? Well, I definitely brought it for this one, but I didn't bring enough batteries. There's always something, isn't there? So we had to be very concise with who we were speaking to and only switch on the microphones when we need to. So we did a couple of 20-minute biscuit runs, and then we had batteries for the mixer as well, because our cord wasn't pat tested. We couldn't use the mains, which is how we ended up in this position. But it's fine. We got what we needed to. But if you were at Drawn and you're like, oh, Whiteley didn't come and aim a microphone at me, I'd love to have spoken to him. I'm very sorry. That's kind of reason why we didn't speak to you, is because we had to be quick. But there's always space for you to come on the Shrewsbury Biscuit. I absolutely adore speaking to artists, and I would love to feature you guys on the show. So if you're listening to this, you want to come on the Shrewsbury Biscuit, just give me a shout. I'll get you on some way or another. This is a great episode. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you to everybody that spoke to us. Again, thank you to Cherie and the guys that all helped organise Drawn. You guys fantastic. To the Flaxmill and to Leon as well for being a great co-host. Right, let's go into this. This is Drawn 2023, Day 2.
And welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit. I'm your host today, Leon Whiteley, and I am joined by my co-host, my dad, Alex Whiteley. We are here at Day 2 of the Drawn. What do you think?
Today is going to be interesting, especially as soon as I don't seem to have brought enough batteries to get us through, so we're going to have to be in and out concise with our interviews. Yeah, we're at the Flaxmill.
Well, today I'm going to change it up a little bit. We're going to be asking people the question that people have asked all this time, the most controversial question of all time.
What?
Does pineapple belong on pizza? Personally, I don't think it does, because it just doesn't fit well. But what do you think?
I think anything belongs on a pizza. You can put jelly beans on a pizza if you like. If you like it, you like it. I mean, it doesn't really matter. If it's going in your oven and then in your gut afterwards, it doesn't really matter.
Don't make it my issue.
Okay, so I mean, that's it. There's cookie dough ice creams, pizzas that you put ice creams on. That's technically
that's a dessert though, not a pizza.
But it's still called a pizza. It's like in the shape of a.
Because it's got a shape of a pizza.
It's still dough, cookie dough.
Cookie dough, yeah.
You have sourdough pizza.
It's a cookie.
So you make a pizza out of dough, but you make a pizza out of sourdough and you still call it pizza. So why can't you make a pizza out of cookie dough and still call it a pizza?
Because it's not right. It's not right.
So in that circumstance, ice cream belongs on a pizza. The logic. Right, so yeah, we're at day 2. We're going to find there's loads of new artists here today that weren't here yesterday. We missed so many great opportunities for great interviews yesterday simply because we were stuck to our mixer here. I didn't bring my H6, which is my handheld microphone, so we didn't get to go around and speak to like Matt Sewell and I don't know. There were so many people that I really wanted to speak to yesterday. I think Sam Pooley strides about again today. But we had Tat FB, so that's the most important thing. We got as long as we had her on the show. That's all that matters. I'm only saying that because she's like right there. Right? She's like, yeah. Right, okay. So we're going to go find some people to speak to.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, by the way, Charlie Adlard's here as well. Boom. We found the event organiser, Shrewsbury. All right?
Hi, Alex. Yeah, I'm good.
I love that laugh. Like,
Because I'm a little bit insane as usual. I just laugh at myself, really. That's what's going on.
Do you feel a little bit of mercy with something like this? You know, it's kind of like, it is what it'll be now. You know, after all the hard work you've put in.
Can we keep talking? Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Yeah, I'm trying to absorb that. I will feel it. I might have a beer about midday. There's a nice bar here, which I'm quite pleased about.
Yeah, that's cruel. That is.
Yeah.
Stick us right next to the pork baps. You know.
I know.
By 11:30, we were like
sandwiches this morning as well. I'm gonna one of them.
That's amazing.
I know.
We're on day 2. Obviously, a lot of.
There's a lot going on today, actually, because there's a kids' class about to kick off, and we've got Charlie in, which are additions, plus the Lammy demos, which I couldn't properly do yesterday because we needed some of the tech in the workshop for the iPad drawing class. So. Yeah, it's all good. Sorry, people behind
right
me. I'm blocking the way.
Well, we got a few interviews yesterday. It was really good.
I really appreciate being here. I don't always get to see what you're doing because I'm so busy, and then I was looking at all your little Instagram posts and all. I was like, oh, this is great. I love it.
We had a great time yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah, it was really good. To be fair, we met a lot of good people.
Yeah.
You know. Like yourself, of course, but
yeah, that's all right.
we did that. The video that went on Reels. Where I was drawing on Leon's back, and you were drawing on the thing, and we absolutely butchered it.
I really wanted you to draw something really rude. I was waiting for it, but then it was just like, I couldn't even see what it was. I was like, well, you need to do that again.
Yeah. It was nothing that made any sense, was it?
Spider, did you say?
Spider, yeah, but I thought it was drawing a flower on my back.
You thought it was like
flower type thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, actually, to be fair, a flower and a spider could feel similar, couldn't it?
Because it's like
yeah.
That,
He was being all creative, and you were being all slightly weird with your.
There was no communication on it at all. So
I think that's the idea, isn't it?
Yeah. We should do some more of them today, though.
Yeah,
absolutely. Is this all that you expected it to be drawn this year?
Oh my God, it's even better. Every year, every event, it gets better, and I kind of feel that's what weighs on me. I feel a bit like I'm not been one for gambling. You know, and I like to stick. I don't really like to twist, but each time I'm thinking, gosh, it's got better. How can that be?
Well, I think it's fantastic. The fact that we got a fresh new batch of artists today.
I was just Googling this lady's jewellery. I was about to go and get my friend, say, come and look at these. And then I saw you.
Oh, well, you can carry on looking if you like. We're going to go and have a walk around. We're going to do a biscuit run, so we're just going to keep walking.
Is that where you buy biscuits and give them out to everyone?
If anybody wants to buy me biscuits, they're more than welcome.
No, the Biscuit-run, surely that's where you give everyone a biscuit.
We should do that, though.
You should. Maybe you can attach your business card to the back or something.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, there's this dodgy guy who giving out biscuits to the kids at the event. Never welcome again.
As long as you don't say, come back to mine after.
But no, a biscuit run is where we just keep going. Don't even stop. Right, let's go.
Thank you.
Right, so there are loads of great artists here. Some I've spoken to before, some I haven't. Well, the doors have just opened though, so people are super busy, and it's buzzing already. I always remember the first time at Drawn, we were at the so there's a bit more space in here, so people are a bit more spread out. But when we were at the museum, it just seemed like an awful lot of people in this very small room, and it got big. Hello, all right. Can we come and say hello? Oh, have you not had enough coffee yet? With Saffron Russell.
Hello, everybody.
How are you?
I'm well, thanks. Yeah.
You've been busy?
Been busy today and yesterday, but it's a bit chillier today, so I'm sort of grasping my teeth quite.
Yeah, the heavens have opened a little bit. And so, did you meet a lot of new people yesterday?
Yeah, a lot of new people, a lot of old Drawn favourites. I mean, I wasn't here at Christmas, so it's quite nice to be in this space.
Yeah, it's nice. I was just talking about like the museum, how like when the doors opened, it always seemed like quite intense, didn't it? Because there was a lot of people.
Yeah, the hordes running in. But here it's quite chill. I think the vibes here are a bit more. It's less cramped, and you feel a bit more. You can breathe a bit. So.
But this is my oldest son, Leon, and he's come up from Wrexham today. And we were driving around yesterday, and I was like, that's Matt Sewell, that's Gary Drew, and you've got bits around town as well. How does that feel to have your art displayed so publicly around town? Do people recognise you for that?
I mean, they don't recognise me, but
They must give you a Google. Oh, Saffron Russell. Okay, that's...
yeah, and it is fun though. Like walking past them, you're like, oh, it's a bit of me in the town, so it's quite nice. Yeah.
Last time I did that, I went to jail. I'm joking. It's a spray paint on the walls again.
Yeah.
But I feel like with that, it offers a bit of inspiration to other fellow artists as well, you know.
Yeah, and it's just got of fun to walk past, I think, you know. Cheers up your morning commute thing. Yeah.
Brilliant. What have you been working on? Anything new that's on your store?
Yeah, I've got some wooden jewellery this time that I'm sort of trying to flog, and some wooden birds as well. So, and all the prints and stickers and that sort of stuff.
That was brave. Were you opposite Matt Sewell with birds yesterday?
Yeah, I felt very self-conscious about that. He had some really beautiful ones as well, and I was like, oh God, why did I do birds? But yeah.
We're so good that we missed Matt yesterday, because I was like, we didn't have this handheld thing.
Yeah, no, this is cool.
Yeah.
Walking about.
Well, we were anchored into our studio over there, so we couldn't get people to leave their store. And I went to Matt, and you know how Matt Sewell is, and I was like, yo, do you want to talk about stuff? And he was like, what about? And I was like, I don't know, birds.
Yeah, no, it's a brave move having birds opposite Matt Sewell. You know,
Yeah.
I maybe in future I wouldn't do that, but there we go.
We got a question relay. We need to remember what was Tat FB's question at the end of the question relay.
I could not tell you. I slept since then.
Oh my gosh. She asked a question and I can't remember what it is. Oh, I remember now. Bath or shower? That's what she asked.
Oh, I mean shower.
Shower?
Shower, yeah.
Okay. Now, do you have a question for our next guest? Because we're going to carry on this question relay.
Sure. Do you want it to be about the work or just?
You could be anything. We'll just ask you if you're like bath or a shower.
What's their favourite piece they're selling today?
Your favourite piece of selling? Oh, how is that though? You know, when you got a piece that you love. I mean, I guess a lot of them are
Normally, it's like the newest one you've done because you're like, oh, I've just done this, so I love it. That's for me. And then all the old ones, I'm like, oh God, I'm sick of seeing that.
So like selling your favourite child? It's like, oh.
I mean, probably not. I'd hope not. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I've actually got a question. I want to ask a lot of questions. I got this one important question today: is does pineapple belong on pizza?
You know what? I don't think I've ever tried that. Isn't that bad? So I can't say. I mean, go for it if you want it. I think.
That's what I said.
I'm not fussy on pizza, but I'm vegetarian, so no. I'd rather pineapple than I don't know pepperoni.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's fine.
Okay, that's great, brilliant.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See you later, Saffron. That was great. Okay, so what was the question? What was your favourite piece of sewing today? We've got to remember these relays. We're on the move like this. The music you can hear right now is by DJ Rags. We don't own the rights to any of this music. But if you do like what he's playing, please go along to SoundCloud and look for DJ Rags, R-A-G-G-S. We're having a walk around now looking for people. I think it's getting so busy now. It just gets a bit like crowded. Yeah. So we'll put a pin on this. That was really good. Though. Got to speak to Sheree and to Saffron. And we'll catch you guys in a sec. Biscuit-run number 2. All right, Tat.
All right, you're all right.
Just walk back. All right. So we're going to go find someone to speak to now. I love these biscuit runs because it adds a bit of expectation. You know, you got to find someone to speak to, otherwise you look like a bit of a Nelly. Shall we? Who's here to speak to? Gisela Robinson is she's busy. We definitely said we would come speak to her. The guys from Dungeons and Dungarees and Squeegees. Hello, how are you guys?
Not too bad, thanks.
We were just chatting before we hit record. How have you both been business-wise? Have you been busy?
Yeah, business is definitely growing in terms of like market sales, online sales, and our best one is commercial printing. So for other creatives and small businesses like shops and stuff.
Wonderful. This is really good because you've got like a really cool business model that just kind of works by itself, which is really nice to see. How has it worked? How have you managed to make it as successful as it is? I mean, that's the answer to all businesses, but like, what's working for you?
Well, I think that comes down to our planner, Joey.
Tell us all about it.
Yeah, I think it's just putting ourselves out there. We're always doing market, and I think we're quite honest and transparent about what we can do, what we can't do, and then just doing things that we think are cool, and then that relates to other people as well.
It's something about simplicity. Simplicity is like, if you can make something, look simple and beautiful at the same time, that's a really, really clever tactic, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think that's what's beautiful about screen print is that to have it at a decent price, you need it to be simple and striking, and because each colour is an extra screen, you have to really strip down your design and not add too many colours or anything to kind of make it pop.
Yeah, wonderful. We've got, what we're doing as well is we're doing a question relay, but we're doing it whilst we're doing biscuit runs, which is going to be crazy, right? So from Saffron Russell, she asks you today, what is your favourite piece that you're going to maybe sell today?
Definitely the axolotl tote bag.
Yeah?
Purely because we did them last week, and well, obviously people are listening, they can't really see them. So they are blue and yellow tie-dye with a bright pop-in pink axolotl with a smiley face on it. They're just good vibes.
I'll go and get my phone in a minute. I've left it over there. I just left my phone over there. Nobody will steal my phone. It'll be absolutely fine. And I'll get a bit of visual for that, and I'll put a hashtag axolotl tote bag. So people can look at it. Have a great day, guys. Hope you make lots of money.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Right, let's keep walking. Watch this tray behind you. That would have been hilarious if you'd have gone.
Bang.
Oh, you didn't ask your pineapple.
It's alright.
Right, we're not finished. We're not finished for you guys. We've got 2 questions for you. We'll do yours first.
Alright, does pineapple belong on pizza?
No.
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Yes.
There we go. A no and a yes. And a question relay for the next guest. What have you got?
I don't know.
Something spicy though. Something interesting.
I couldn't think of anything.
I put people on the spot. So
You doesn't have to give it anything. You just did the pineapple question.
we'll go Gisela next. So we'll.
Where's your favourite place to go in Shrewsbury?
Brilliant, great question. Well done, thank you. Right, we're going to move on. That was fantastic. We're winning today, I think. So let's find Gisela. Hello. Hello. It wouldn't be drawn if it didn't come and say hello to you.
Oh, so nice to see you, Alex, again.
How's your? You're starting day 2 now. How was yesterday for you?
Yesterday was fantastic. It was very nice. Lots of people showing, as always. Cherie just nails it. She's very good. I don't know where the people come from. They were queuing outside. It was a very nice atmosphere, nice music.
Yeah. It's going to be busy today, I think, by the looks of it.
I'm so surprised with this rain and people there to embrace themselves to the weather and come in. No, it's really nice.
This is dry. There's food. There's workshops going along and beautiful art you can buy as well.
Yes, you have everything. You just can walk there. I'm going to go there. Some treats for doggies.
Treats for doggies, yeah?
Treats for doggies. So I'm going there to grab one for my little one that is waiting at home.
Wonderful. We were just talking before we hit record about this Darwin piece that you've done, which I think is remarkable. I'm going to get my phone. Do you mind if I get like a thing for Instagram just to show people your art?
Absolutely. That would be lovely.
Because what Gisela's done is for painted Charles Darwin, but in a style that reflects to me a bit like a modern day sort of Instagram portrait, but like a black and white photo that's been recoloured, right?
Yes. I inspired in one of the famous portraits in one of these pictures that were taken of him, but try to bring also a bit of Shrewsbury with some Tudor buildings from the centre in the background, and trying to get the kind of retro colours from the coloured pictures, artificially coloured pictures, black and white, and a bit of modernity as well in the way of painting. And I like it. I think it come well. I hope people like it.
Is there anything different from last year that we spoke to you? Are you working on anything new in the background?
Yes, I'm working different projects. There is something going on. I can't say much. In the market.
Okay.
Yes, and it's very exciting with many artists being involved, and this is super exciting. I'm also in Kew as well, that is in Oswestry. So thanks to Drone, I have made contact somewhere else in Shropshire, which is lovely people as well, and a lot of artist communities. So many of us are going around there.
It's a great little network then, this working.
I honestly feel that I have been living in several places, outside, but I do feel that Shrewsbury has something, and the artist community is so welcome. People respect so much what you do and say lovely things to you, which encourages, and it's so nice.
Wonderful. Now we got a couple of questions for you. Your first one.
Right, does pineapple belong on pizza?
Sorry? Pineapple?
Does pineapple belong on a pizza?
Yes, pineapple, absolutely. Why not?
It isn't right. It's not right.
I'm Argentine, of course. Pineapple on pizza.
I agree with you. And the other one is, we're doing the question relay, do you remember from last year? So the question from you guys, Dungarees and Squeegees here, is what's your favourite place to visit in Shrewsbury?
That's difficult. I can't say what the favourite place in Shrewsbury is.
Is there a place that inspires you, that you like to look at, or is there a place you like to go with the family? Or
there are many places. One of the ones that I think has a lovely atmosphere is the market, the inside market hall. It's just so nice.
the UK's favourite market?
No, it's honestly, I think it's fantastic. Yeah. It's really, really nice. And it's always full of people, and it has some nice energy there. History, a lot of stuff, and you can see, sit there, have some nice food, or look some art as well, and I really love it.
Wonderful.
Quickly there.
And have you got a question for our next guest? We don't even know who we're going to go speak to. Have you got a question to ask them?
What question would I do?
Something spicy, something. We've had Tat FB asked someone what their favourite. No, we have had what's your favourite biscuit? Do you like baths or showers? Do you like what's your favourite place? So anything. Be anything.
Okay, I'd ask what would be the place to escape in a weather like this today.
Good place to go and dry, or
yes, a place to escape and go and have a day off anywhere in the world.
Nice, I love it, brilliant. Well, thank you so much for chatting to us today. I'm sorry I didn't mean to knock your finger over here. Brilliant. Oh, bless you, thank you very much. That's lovely, thank you very much. You got given the Darwin picture that we're on about, so we can take a picture of that. I'm going to give that to you as a gift.
Oh, thank you.
As your framework here. Hello, we're from the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. We're having a walk around. Can we come and say hello?
Yeah, if you like.
Okay, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Helen from Helen Catherine Art.
Wonderful. Is this your first time at Drawn?
At Drawn, yes, it is, yeah.
Where do you hail from originally? Are you
Shrewsbury, yes.
Oh, you local?
Yeah, I am.
Wonderful. And where does this art come from? Is this a life's work? Is it new? I mean, where is it?
So I've been doing it about a year now, but I've always been into painting and bright colours and things.
Wonderful. And you very bright, vibrant colours. I love the gold stuff. It's really good. Do you have like a certain philosophy behind your work that you stick to, or is it just how you're feeling at the time?
I think it's just how I feel at the time. I like to express myself in colour.
I love that. We were talking about that yesterday, weren't we? We were talking about when it comes to emotions and stuff. Do you paint angry? Do you paint sad and reflect your work?
Yeah, I guess if I'm sad, I get the darker colours, but I can't say I always sell those ones.
I don't know, I kind of like a bit of anger in my work. You can tell sometimes, can't you, from a certain stroke or something. Were you here yesterday? No, you weren't here yesterday. What do you expect from today?
Well, just it's good to get here and see everyone else's work and get some inspiration, and just how to sell a bit better, I guess. I'm not expecting much.
We were just speaking to Gisela, and she was saying that from the Power of Drawn, she's now got lots going on around Shropshire, so it's a great networking event as well.
That's amazing. I hope that would happen. Yeah.
Wonderful. Right, now we're doing a question relay, and you've got an important question too, haven't you? So, what was your own question?
Right, does pineapple belong on pizza?
No.
Good, there you go.
Got a no there for that one, and we're doing a question relay. So Gisela's asked you, what is your favourite place anywhere in the world to get in, to go out with the family, whatever, that's dry? So on a rainy day today, somewhere indoors that you like to go. It's your favourite place to go.
At the minute, I love going to the Cat's Pajamas coffee shop.
Great place, absolutely wonderful. And we're going to go for one more guest, I think. Have you got a question for the next guest? We don't know who we're going to speak to. It could be about anything, literally. About art, it could be about what your favourite TV show is, it could be about whatever. You see the cogs turn out.
What inspires you when you're choosing art for your home?
Nice, that's really good, because that's different, isn't it? It's not the art you're making, it's what you're buying. Wonderful. Nice to meet you. I hope you have a great day, all right?
Thank you.
Right, we're going to go for one more guest. That was good. That worked out well. Right, so again, music by DJ Rags. We don't own the rights to any of this music. Let's keep walking around. Again, go and check out SoundCloud. Let's go and check out the Cake Lady, because we said we'd come around with a microphone, and here we are. Alas, here we are. Hello. Hello. We spoke to you last year, didn't we? Did we?
Yes.
We did. Good egg. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Were you here yesterday?
Yes.
You were here. There was so much going on yesterday that we were a bit discombobulated.
Yeah.
So how was yesterday for you?
Yeah, really good. Pretty much sold out, so I had to make a lot last night, and yeah, so hopefully it's a sellout as well today.
I was chatting to Luke Crump yesterday. He was only coming for the one day.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, if I come tomorrow, I'm going to have to do loads of work tonight, because that's the reality of it. Is if you do really well, sell all your stock, you've got to make more.
I mean,
right?
it's great. It is great. But it's so to be like, I thought there'd be a bit left over. But
it's been a year since we spoke to you last time. Is there anything different from this year? Have you grown? I mean, how's it been this year?
So my one development is I'm now, in the next couple of months, I'm going to be opening a shop in town. Yeah.
That's nice. That's great.
Yeah. So.
Whereabouts in town? Do you know yet?
So it's going to be do you know where the bingo is? The little alleyway, just down there.
Wow. By that little coffee shop.
Yeah. So it's replacing the Colonel's Son. I'm just taking over that premises.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So hopefully in the next couple of months that'll be up and running.
We'll have to bring some microphones and really document
100%.
it.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
I'm all for that. Where can people follow you?
On my Instagram, it's just the Good Egg Bakery.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Right, we've got a couple of questions for you because we're
okay.
Right. So first of all, your question.
Right, as a baker yourself, you should know this question.
Okay.
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Not for me, but my partner lives by it. He loves it.
I didn't think this was going to work today, but you're actually getting some controversial stuff.
No, not for me. But I don't like fruit in any savoury food.
Okay.
Like raisins in curries, stuff like that. No, not for me. But
wonderful. Okay, and then the next question was from Hannah over there. What was the question again?
It was like,
when it comes to art, what inspires you? What are you going to buy for your house? What inspires you when you buy art?
I love, when we go away, we always like to buy a print or something like that's made from someone, like a local artist.
That's
we
lovely.
try and do it like when we go down to Cornwall, or if you go to the Lake District, we try and do it every time and get like a local artist.
We used to be like that. I remember we went to Venice and we were like, there's painters doing the nice Venice backdrops and stuff. And we bought this beautiful bit, but it ended up is like over the years you collect it, and now we've got this massive storage box because you change your house and your decorations and stuff. You know.
We've got like a big pile, but we're slowly putting them up, making nice gallery walls, but
wonderful.
It takes a while.
Have you got a question for our next guest? Because we're doing a question relay, so you don't know who we're going to speak to. Could even be the world famous Charlie Adlard. You never know.
Oh God.
Could be about anything as well.
Oh God.
We all love this.
It's a hard one. This is hard.
I know. Yeah.
Think about.
See the cogs turning in people's heads when they're thinking about this.
If you weren't doing your form of art or craft, what do you think you'd do?
Okay, that's really interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Well, it's lovely to see you again.
Thank you.
And I can't wait for your shop to open. That'd be wonderful. We'll be in touch. Brilliant. Right, that's Biscuit-run 2 done. That was really good, right?
That was, I enjoyed that.
We've got some great questions, got some interesting answers to the pineapple question, which obviously leaves us to ask you, the listeners, what do you reckon? Pineapple on pizza? Right, so let's get back to the studio. So we're still at day 2 at Drawn. We've been doing some walkabouts with the H6, doing some biscuit runs. But from last year, it was last year, wasn't it? It was last summer.
I think, October was the last one. We did the November Christmas one as well.
Yeah. And it's Morgan Bird from MVK Paints. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm really good. Last time we spoke, I loved Drawn last year, but it was 2 floors. Mm-hmm. And I didn't get much time to go upstairs and get lots of stuff. So I think we made a rush on the last day to try and grab everyone. So we had a bit of time to talk to you, but it was kind of like,
yeah.
Now we can take our time. How's this year been for you?
It's been good. I think last October was the first one we'd done, which was the Drawn, and then we learnt a lot from that about what people liked and got ideas from other stalls and things. And then Sherry had announced a Christmas one. So a lot of the plans we had, we kind of got in place with some different designs and lots of Bill Murray prints.
Lots of Bill.
Yeah, well,
the Ghostbusters thing.
I think everyone likes Bill Murray, whether it's from Wes Anderson films or whatever and things like that. So we got a few of those things done, ready for November, and then we've had more time with more TV shows, pop culture things to sort of come up with different styles and designs. I've been working a bit more with sort of pen and ink rather than just oil painting, which takes a long time, and then the digital drawings. So got a couple of little pen and ink drawings, which just mean I can play with colour. It's really nice working on the iPad, but it's not the same as working with pen and paper and those sorts of things.
Yeah, it's all about the going back to basics.
Yeah, definitely.
And and the feel of the paper, the smell of the paint.
Yeah, I think so. I think the other thing is, working on the iPad is for me, it's. I never actually enjoyed drawing that much, but now I do like it a lot more because my sort of confidence is growing. Like when you get your sketchbook out and your pens and your pencils and your chalks and your charcoals, whatever it is, you've got to get them out, you've got to set them up, you make a mess, you mess something up, whatever it may be, you get a bit frustrated with it. And there's only so many drawers you can put all your drawings in and things, whereas actually the iPad, it's all contained there, it's tidy, you put it away. But from doing that, it's made me make more paintings and then come up with drawings and lines that work, which then turn into physical drawings. The original intention was to sort of help me paint more, but it's turned into its own thing with the digital stuff. But then the digital stuff has then meant that I've then got out and got my pens and pencils and colours and all those sorts of things out and used them more. So it's been good for sort of confidence and just productivity, really.
It's good that you're questioning yourself. Not questioning yourself, but you're kind of having those little debates with yourself, because I guess that keeps the art fresh.
I do think so. I mean, my problem was, if I'm going back sort of 10 years as it were, is I never really had a sort of a style, because you'd see one artist or a particular design or something, and it might be a painter, and then you try and emulate and replicate that with your own take. Yeah. But you'd come up against obstacles and not know how to solve them, so you'd sort of stop, and then you'd see something else that you liked, which was completely different, and then you'd start that, which meant the other project got parked and you forgot about it. I've certainly, it was just before COVID and lockdown, I sort of stumbled upon something that worked, just dividing a face into 4 and just doing blobs for eyes, and then kind of thought, well, that works, and repeated that, and it works for movie stars, it works for musicians, sportsmen, whatever it may be. And then from there, you kind of think, well, actually, now you can go back and say, well, I do the digital stuff, and I really like doing it. But then you say, well, I've got all this other art kit and equipment, and I quite like to use it.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
Nice. And you got the master behind you, Charlie Adlard. We just watched him do a Rick Grimes, and he still does that. We just watch him with pencil draw and section up the face. Do you ever get inspiration from local artists around you? Charlie, I guess.
Everyone and everywhere, really. I think getting out to these things and going to galleries as well is always great. But for me, a lot of it does come from sort of Instagram and the social media stuff, because there's so many good things on there that, you know, people you follow. Often I go on there to sort of upload my own stuff, and I think everyone's probably the same. You get on there and you just see one thing on your news feed, and you scroll down and you sort of look at those things and save them and think that's really good, or that color combination, or actually, you know, that particular, someone's done an illustration of an actor or a TV star, and you think, oh yeah, actually that's a good person. I'd forgotten about that, you know, on Netflix or whatever it was. So everywhere and anywhere. And again, the physical stuff, going back and just seeing blobs of ink or charcoal or pencil on paper and the texture, for me, you can't really beat that, which is why I want to keep doing that. The digital stuff, it's getting better and better and better at replicating that and making it look like it is nice.
I guess the digital stuff's kind of cheaper as well. You don't have to go and buy the paint and stuff. I mean, that's the sacrifice you kind of make, is it's not the authenticity that you get with normal art.
Mm-hmm.
We walked past and Leon here was like, I love that. Like, we were talking about what's the most sort of like the art that's moved him the most, and he pointed straight at your store and he was like, that's what I like. And I think you work with a lot of sort of pop culture and a lot of things that are easy, catchy on the eye, because people see movie posters and stuff all about, and that's kind of similar to the draw for you, isn't it, I guess?
It is. It's. I mean, the other thing is it's about like thinking, like you know, the process of drawing and the colours and the textures and where the light's going to come from, that kind of stuff. Like, there's a lot of thought involved, and that takes a lot of energy. So any thinking you can take out of it is easier. So the compositions are simple. It's, you know, a round head on top of a little triangle body kind of thing. So that's job one ticked. And then I know what I'm doing in terms of saying, right, I'm looking at this face and I'm doing it into 4 segments, and I'm going to keep a couple of the core features, the jawline or the nose or whatever's distinctive about that person. So again, if you're then thinking, well, I don't have to think what I'm doing. Okay, I will work through the Stranger Things characters. I'll go through the Man United football team or whoever or whatever. You know, so your list of subjects is kind of endless, as it were.
So, have you got a favourite person to draw?
Off the back of the drawn event here back in November, when my wife was down, and because I couldn't get here, she met a couple who commissioned me to do an oil painting of Keith Flint from The Prodigy, Maxi Jazz from Faithless, and Bob Marley. They're not people that I would have necessarily thought to do, but actually I did listen to them when I'm younger, and now that I've been painting them and drawing them, I've been listening to them again more. I just thought, as soon as they said those people, I was just delighted, because you never know who they were going to say, and you're like, you know what, that would work with my posters and prints, and it gives me like a bank of musicians I've done. And the Keith Flint one that I've done, the painting especially at the moment, I just absolutely love it. You know, there's so many times when I'm painting and you get a bit frustrated and you leave the studio and you're a bit down or whatever, until you go back the next day and think about how can you repair it or look at it in a different light, and maybe it wasn't as bad as you thought at the time. But that one, touch wood, every single time that the brush is going down on it, it's kind of doing what I wanted, and it looks how I wanted, and it looks really nice. And I've adapted that particular drawing. I've taken away his little sort of Mohican type spike haircut thing, and you've just got this sort of screaming bald man, so I can add different haircuts and those sorts of things. So just the sort of the strain in the face is, I really enjoyed that drawing. It's one of my favourites, I think.
That's good.
Wonderful. Do you reckon there are any like pop culture icon pedigrees, not necessarily that went on to become pop culture pedigrees that never went on to be icons, that are very photogenic? Because I've been listening to a lot of Wu-Tang lately, and I think I was looking at ODB, I can't mention his name, Old Dirty, and his image and the way he was, I'm thinking, how is this guy, like, I know he is revered as one of the great guys, but he's not like on the side of buildings, and because he had one of those like images that just looks so unique even today, you know. So is there any icon, anybody that you think could be brought but to the forefront iconically? I think it was one.
That's a tough question.
Is there anybody that I guess maybe it's come from commissions, people that you've asked, people have asked you to draw, and you're like, why are you asking me to draw them?
I think thinking of those three, like so Bob Marley, very sort of iconic, and probably Keith Flint in the same in the right circles. Maxi Jazz, I do think is someone who actually, as soon as they said that, well, actually, sort of very distinctive face and features.
Everyone knows his voice.
Yeah,
good no sleep.
So I think he's definitely one. Others, I suppose, I don't know. I do like a lot of the sort of critically acclaimed stuff on Netflix, whether it's Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, those sorts of things. I've never watched Game of Thrones, but those characters I know would certainly probably prove popular and be quite distinctive. But my wife and I, we love our real sort of quaint, delicate little Death in Paradise, those sorts of things, which I'd love to draw those people, but you know what? I don't necessarily think there's the market for it. They wouldn't necessarily know who the various detectives are from it.
Are there fan bases you like to stay away from? For example, like Star Wars or Marvel or anything like that?
Definitely not Star Wars. I want to do more Star Wars. I absolutely love Star Wars. I don't know much. I know very little about the Marvel world and Marvel universe. I think we watched WandaVision. I think we did on Disney when it came out. And my wife knew roughly what was going on. I had no idea what the links are and the connections.
None of us knew what was going on.
No idea.
That was so funny because everybody's guessing. They were like, "Oh, this is going to happen. This is going to. Doctor Strange is going to appear." And they were like, "No, you're all wrong. You're all wrong." It's good though. Kept us all guessing. What is the most difficult character to draw that you get asked frequently to do? I asked this with Charlie, and he was like, he likes to do the faces of his characters, and he was like, Negan fighting a guy with 2 machine guns blaring out. So he's like, when people ask for that, it's kind of So like,
I think it's because I'm keeping it quite simple with just like a few lines and a few details. Essentially, those people that aren't like particularly grizzled or chiseled, I think maybe is the better word, and weathered, and it's got wrinkles and creases and scars and those sorts of things. If they don't have those, whether it's men or women, actually it's quite hard when you're just working with line, where black line on white paper, let's say, to recognise who it is. But as soon as you've got some old people that are a bit wrinkly, or you've got Harry Potter who's got a scar, you've got things that can very quickly you can identify and associate who is. But
can you do me Gwyneth Paltrow? No.
yeah, certainly tricky. I did Uma Thurman for Kill Bill recently, and actually getting a likeness of Uma Thurman, which is what I like to do first, was quite difficult, whereas getting a likeness for Bill Murray previously was quite straightforward. And then when I put Uma Thurman into character for Kill Bill, and you put her in the yellow and you flick some blood on her, all of a sudden you kind of know, it's Kill Bill, it's Uma Thurman. And likewise, when I put a bob on her for Pulp Fiction. But yeah, initially you keep on looking back and you're like, no one's going to know that's Uma Thurman until you put her in character.
I did notice, are you aware of like the Tim Burton movies?
You guys remind me, I think.
There was Nightmare Before Christmas, and those kind of characters that are kind of a little bit. Your work kind of reminds me a little bit of that. You get a little bit of influence from Burton?
I do. So, someone here yesterday mentioned a guy called Stanley Chow, who's like this big illustrator, and he was one that I sort of modelled on. But I'd always liked Tim Burton, and kind of like, I don't know, the sort of the grotesque, morbid, whatever it is, and they're childlike. There's an innocence, but they're kind of like quite sort of haunting, with for me just the big blank eyes.
I was gonna say that menacing, not menacing stare. It's kind of just a blank stare.
Yeah, and just sinking the faces down. So kind of one of my little rules that I do is I basically just slide the features down the face. So over half the portrait is just forehead and hair kind of thing, and it just sort of, that's what makes them look a bit more childlike and innocent and things. There's a Japanese painter called Yoshito Inara who does these just children basically, but they're big eyes, they're quite sinister, they're quite spooky, and so it's those sorts of things. And again, that's where you said it was like, when can it be tricky to get a likeness? Well, if certain people's features are such that, I don't know, they've got long faces, or their features are a bit higher, or they've got a long nose, so distance between the lips and the eyes is quite a long way, or they've got a really big chin. Well, because I naturally shrink and move the features down, well, you sort of lose that kind of thing. So I've got to work out a little bit of a way of still getting that likeness without breaking too many of my own rules, because otherwise it then means that like stylistically it doesn't sort of fit and see. So so I think definitely the likes of Tim Burton, they like those sorts of things. Those sort of cult, arts communities love them.
We're at Drawn today. Lots and lots of artists around you. The people, do you take a lot of influence from a lot of, I think I may have asked you this last year, but like there's always like there's new artists here today. Like, do you look around and meet people?
Yeah, I do. So my wife was here yesterday, so I wasn't down yesterday until really sort of pack up time. And I only had a short little nose round today, but I caught Luke Crump yesterday, who I know by virtue of being online. And again, it's that sort of like the simplicity of sort of line and just that sort of contrast between the black and white that just creates sort of the pattern and the portrait or whatever it is that you're doing. As I said earlier, like I used to get frustrated by drawing and not enjoy it that much. I wanted to get onto painting. But actually, if you look at the likes of Keith Haring, and then you can see the similarities with Luke's work, was that you look at Keith Haring and you say, well, he basically took a stick of chalk or a stick of charcoal or a big fat marker and makes these big lines and marks. And in essence, that's all drawing is. It doesn't need to be a pencil that is super detailed and super fine. It's mark making. And as soon as you think of it like that, you see one blob of ink on a page and the rest you don't like. You say, well, I really like that mark. I'm drawn to it. I look at it and you say, well, my next drawing, I'm going to build on that. That one worked. So the next piece of paper is going to have the same mark in the same place. And then I'm going to kind of add and correct and change the bits that I didn't like as much.
That's interesting. Yeah, because you're recycling ideas, but you're building on them as well. There's like a deep philosophy in there, away from art as well.
Well, I think in terms of the thought, I think that's the thing. It's also about efficiency. You kind of think like, let's say when I did my Bill Murray drawing, you then say, well, actually, Bill Murray's been in a load of films, so I can go back to the original drawing of it and say, well, I liked him in this Wes Anderson film, or I liked him in Ghostbusters, or whatever it may be, and reuse these faces.
We watched Ant-Man 3 last night. I mean, he popped up in that. I was like, oh, look, it's Bill Murray. There he is. He just appears out of nowhere. And do you get a lot of people asking you for like portraits of like the dog or the kids or anything like that? Is there like things you won't do? Not really. I mean, we've had a couple people ask today about commissions. Of just, I don't know if themselves, but not famous people. So I'm assuming it's going to be for family and friends and things like that. I've not done any animals or dogs, and I wasn't here yesterday for the pet portrait. Or it could be today. Is it the pet portrait on Procreate? I can't remember. Ooh, I don't know. No, we got Charlie Adlard and we got Gary Drew over there. I don't know.
But I've not done. I don't think I've done any animals. Not that I'm opposed to it. I think again it's kind of like things like foreshortening in that sort of thing where you've got a big muzzle sticking out. Like how do you create the depth on an animal face?
I'm just in a dash out now. I think a little sausage dog would be great on your pictures. You could like stretch it, like.
Yeah, definitely. I think it could be because you do see them in places everywhere, and again thinking about which character. There's a Wes Anderson film, is it Life of Dogs or something like that? I can't remember. Isle of Dogs, I think it was.
Yeah.
And again, there's characters that you could certainly see me doing in
the future.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got a couple of questions for you. Number one is this one.
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Well, I think my wife quite likes pineapple on pizza, and I sort of would. I'd frown upon it. However, if it's there and you eat it, it's actually quite nice. So I can understand why people do it.
I can imagine the pizza just being really depressed because you're just staring at it like, I hate you.
Yeah.
I hate you. Why do you exist? And the other one was from the Good Egg Bakery at the back there. Is if this. What was it? Is it if you were going to be doing something else with your career, what would it be? Is this what you wanted to do as a career?
That is so wrong. Down the national debt.
Wrong. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, it definitely is. I sort of split. I'd like to be able to do more painting, but painting takes a long time and it dries. And actually, the iPad stuff and the digital works and the pen and ink, they're quicker while paint dries. So it's kind of a mix. But certainly drawing and illustration and portraiture and that kind of stuff is
where you wanted to be.
Yeah, definitely.
Where you wanted to be. And have you got a question for our next guest? We don't know who we're going to be speaking to.
I should have known this from last year. Last year I asked about a favourite colour, so I'm not going to go for that one. Let's go for.
And it can be about anything. It doesn't have to be about art either. It can be.
Well, let's go for what kind of music or what sound do you want to hear while you're doing your creative practice?
Sounds is an interesting one when it comes to art. You know, there's that song that Pretty Green Eyes, and there's that panpipe thing in the background.
Okay.
That sound weirdly makes me feel really insecure and lost.
Okay, I won't play it then.
No, maybe something like happened when I was younger, and that song was playing when I was feeling sad. I don't know, but I hear that kind of panpipe thing, and I feel like lost and insecure.
Nice.
Sounds is a really interesting one.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, it's nice chatting to you again.
Lovely.
And tell people where they can find you.
I'm Morgan Bird, and my Instagram is MVK Paints, and then the website's mvkpaints.co.uk as well.
And it's worth mentioning your Instagram's popping right now. Your demonstration videos are wonderful. I love them, and they're really good.
Yeah, I do enjoy doing it. It's kind of what you're meant to do. It distracts you from the painting and the art and stuff, but it's kind of necessary, isn't it? But I have found that these sort of physical events and that kind of stuff, you meet as many, if not more people, and sort of more connections and people picking up your work and seeing it and chatting about that sort of stuff. So it's a balance of both.
Wonderful. It's nice chatting to you, Morgan. Nice. Have a great day.
Nice to see you. Bye.
Right, so I'm going to put a pin on this right here because this is the last interview we did before we went on to speak to Charlie, which I am releasing separately as its own little thing, as I mentioned at the beginning of this episode. This was a great day. I really, really enjoyed it. There doesn't seem to be enough minutes in a day like this. I feel like we could have carried on right until the evening interviewing people. It's crazy how a whole day spent walking around and collecting content, how it appears when you put it all together, because this is 45 minutes long. It felt that was a whole day of interviewing. That's mad. But I want to say a huge thank you to everybody that did speak to us, to the organisers of Drawn, Cherie, everybody that was instrumental in putting this together, the Flaxmill, and to Leon as well, who was a great co-host throughout the day. Now, if you enjoyed this episode and you're listening to the Shrewsbury Biscuit for the first time, please give us a follow on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on Twitter, we're on LinkedIn. Wherever you prefer to do your social media, you can find us there. So give us a follow. Those really, really help, the followers and stuff. And if you enjoyed this episode too, and an artistic mind that might be inspired by what has been said in this podcast, give it a share, please. By all means, just let people know that this exists. And I have really enjoyed this. The Biscuit has so many different speeds. We speak to so many different people from genuinely different walks of life. So to be able to get a grips of an event like Drawn, where we get to exclusively sit and speak to creative minds, is such a treat. So this was really great to put together. So I hope you enjoyed it. Now, what you got to do is you got to go find the Charlie Adlard episode, which finishes everything off really, really nicely. So go and find Charlie's podcast, and I'll catch you at the beginning of that one. Hope you enjoyed this. Peace out.